Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It's your purchase and pricing question line straight to me with your questions about this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for price. Launched in 2001, this is the rare and exquisite Franck Muller Cintree Curvex Master Imperial Tourbillon, a platinum flying tourbillon watch created while Franck was still with the company. This is one of the few Franck Muller watches that truly lives up to the claim that Franck is the master of complications. He was a tourbillon pioneer during the 1980s, but most Franck Muller watches are simple: 3 hands or 3 hands and a date. Not the case here. In platinum, this is a fairly wearable watch, as it measures about 35.5 millimeters from side to side, not inclusive of the crown. It's slender at 11.9 millimeters thick and 48.5 millimeters from lug to lug, so it wears roughly like a 42 millimeter round watch on your wrist. Note that the case back is curved and cambered to fit your wrist. Zoom out a little bit, we'll throw it on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. I think down to a wrist size of 15 centimeters circumference, you could wear this watch well. It certainly fits me, and it's low enough with a relatively sloped case flank that it will slide well underneath a dress cuff or tight sleeve. It's not quite over the edge of my wrist, so that's why I think you could get this to work on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters circumference. All in platinum, the mass is impressive. The watch, as you can see, is fitted with a Franck Muller factory strap in outstanding condition, calfskin on the bottom, medium rectangular scale alligator in black on the top. It has a sheer cut profile on the side showing the layers of leather, and then it has a monotone stitch in black to match. Franck Muller tiered factory polished platinum matching. You can see that the case, all of platinum in high polish with satin between the lugs. The timepiece does have a wonderful heft to it. On the reverse side, you can see that some of the features of the case back, such as the individual numbering, freehand engraved in the platinum, a lovely detail. The watch has a wonderful organic shape to it, and this really is the shape that Franck made famous during the 1990s as a nod to wristwatches made during the first third of the 20th century, a lovely throwback to the era of the flapper and jazz. This watch is retro in all the right ways. On the dial side, we have some of those pre-Art Deco numerals. A lot of folks like to describe this watch and this series of shapes from Franck as Art Deco, but it really is as a sort of pre-Art Deco, owing more truthfully to Art Nouveau than to the Exposition des Arts Décoratifs and the machine aesthetic that followed. The watch has a lovely rosette pattern guilloche radiating out from underneath the blue broadsword hands. This dial is loomed and exquisitely. We have a flying tourbillon. You can see it's a flying tourbillon because there's no upper bridge to block your view, and it acts effectively as the constant seconds hand, as there is no seconds hand, but it is a 1-minute tourbillon. It beats away at an aesthetically pleasing 18,000 vibrations per hour. You can see KIF shock protection. The symbol of the manufacturer is actually the shape of the cage, and you can see that the cage itself features black polished screws and freehand engraving. And it gets better on the reverse side, where the caliber FM 2001-2 has been entirely freehand engraved with a floral motif across all surfaces. Here on the reverse side, we have fired blued screws, so we have both black polished screws on the tourbillon, then on the reverse side, the kinds that are oxidized or kiln fired to achieve that bluing. We have silver, we have gold, we have blue, and we have the violet of the pivot jewels, an impressive panoply of colors. The 21 jewel movement is adjusted to all positions as per the claim down at 6 o'clock. I'm going to interpret that to mean 6 positions because there are 6 standard positions for timing a watch: dial up, dial down, crown right, crown left, crown up, crown down. All positions would entail all of those, making this an impressively 6-position adjusted watch. The manual wind has a 48-hour power reserve, and you can see one of my favorite features, easy to overlook with the engraving. But if you look at the edge of the bridges, the beveling here is a mirrored shine, real hand-finished anglage, truly impressive stuff. There's satination across the wheels, and then there's even a little bit of beveling on the inner circumference and the spokes of the wheels. If you look carefully, you can see underneath the wheels there is a mainspring barrel, and the cover of the mainspring barrel also has been freehand engraved. This is a very impressive watch. 30 meters water resistant, so don't take it swimming, but an outstanding example of a Franck Muller built while the master himself was still with the brand and still had influence in product development. This is a great watch from Franck. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.